What's happening, Eric?
Oh my goodness. We got at least 20, no, 60 spinner dolphins off the bow of the Aldebaran.
Our last dive in the Sea Cortez was El Bajo, that mid-ocean pinnacle surrounded by water in all directions, just 50 feet deep and tons of moray eels and fish everywhere. What an awesome dive experience we had. And then we were ready to set sail with the nightly winds that would blow coromels, and we were going to head to the Sinaloa coast of mainland Mexico, just north of Mazatlan. And it was going to be a 2-night passage, our second really long passage. And we were excited to go because of the big south swell called a platinum swell heading our way, building that was going to reportedly bring huge waves to Puerto Escondido. And we wanted to surf the left-hand point breaks of Patoles and other areas near Mazatlan.
8 p.m. Moonrise out there. We're eating homemade pizza. 2, 1. Halfway across the Sea of Cortez on the way to Sinaloa. Insane out here.
I woke up and, early morning, and I go up on deck and I see this huge hole in it.
What to do? Paying the stoke price.
And I'm like, oh my god, is everyone on board? I thought maybe someone fell through the net and... Oh.
The 2 nets on the bow of the boat are the most phenomenal resource of that boat. Sleeping, lounging, dolphin watching, water gazing, and now there's just a pit of despair that you could fall through.
Just the water, the pressure of the water, crashing on the net, and the net was already 5 or 6 years old, and one of the nets was actually built with a material that was a little weaker than the port net, so it gave out throughout this sail, this pretty impressive strong sail we had. The next day we had the whole day to cruise along the Sea of Cortez crossing. We thought it was going to be a really boring day, sort of mucking around.
There, lots of them, dolphins. I see the spouting.
And we came across this megapod of spinner dolphins.
What do we got going on? We're 12 miles from Sinaloa and came across probably another 1,000 dolphins this morning. Just had about 40 of them on our bow dancing with us. Pretty special moment for sunrise with breakfast and dolphins.
second night crossing the Sea Cortez. We arrived on the mainland Mexico coast, but the swells were way more than we had bargained for. Got in here to Sinaloa and it's just maxing. Can't seem to get any deeper than 40 feet for a couple miles out, and it is shoaling and pretty scary, but as they say, all in a day's work.
Swell hunting, and there's shoaling 10-15 foot waves at 40 foot depth here. Shazam.
Challenging anchoring conditions. It was quickly becoming evident that our visit to Sinaloa was turning into a battle between the almighty Platinum Swell and Aldebaran's surf-hungry crew. We wanted to see if we'd be able to get waves and stay intact. So this first round, going to Patole, captain stayed behind to watch anchor, and the fellas took the skiff, Lunabelle, in close to shore to try to see if they could get lucky.
Big place, right, guy?
Yeah. Alright, boys.
Nothing like sailing 150 miles across the Sea of Cortez to land in a deserted wreck with not a single person out.
The only people that surf this wave are that surf camp.
Got it. And
They come in the morning, and they pretty much kick everyone else out.
Do you think there's much of a current? I imagine it's ripping pretty fast. I'm concerned because I don't see a single surfer. Well, look at our anchor line.
And it looks like it's not setting up all that well.
But it looked good. I didn't actually think about it. Tossed the anchor overboard. We set it, felt all good. We jumped out and tried to charge the surf. And I caught maybe 2 or 3 novelty waves of just like being out there. It was totally victory at sea. In the end, all of a sudden I was just getting like washed into, like the current was just ripping me into the rocks.
Oh my God.
And at some point, I think Eric looked back and he's like, the boat's like moving. And I was like, what? And I looked back and we're just like, holy shit. And we just like watched Lunabelle like just being dragged into like the maws of this like shore pound.
Platinum Swell, it turned into a washing machine. And then that washing machine just about destroyed our dinghy when it pulled our anchor up. How are we feeling? Pretty good now that we're back, safe and sound. We didn't lose Lunabelle, but I would say that was pretty damn close. We were within literally probably 2 to 3 minutes of fully guaranteed boat loss. How's your oar paddling skills? Feeling strong?
That night, that evening, we
my gosh.
spent on this anchorage, alleged anchorage, which was the only spot of the whole coast that supposedly had some protection, and it was just rolling and horrible out there, and it was one of those nights when you're like, oh, this is just, we're suffering through it. But then the full moon rose as the sun was setting, and it just had this like blissful, perfect moment where everyone was like, oh.
Yeah, that was definitely redemption. That was beautiful.
And we all went to sleep early.
Platinum 2, Aldebaran 0, we're gonna hopefully change those odds. We think we're at Urchins. If not, we're at some other Misto break that we're gonna, looking like it's lining up a little bit better than yesterday. We're hoping for the best.
Doubt is some incredible move. Leave your stunned on doorsteps and unfamiliar rooms. Where do we come from and what do we do? Eat the mangoes from your womb. My lovers and friends were no longer here to justify the ways we used to steal. Breathe these Lake Erie Caddy breezes, bird flu degrees, some sympathy please for people stranded on Gulfport roofs. Empty word stings, these crowded rooms. Spike these trees, don't save your receipts. Truth in this world, siphon gasoline. Power outages on candlelit streets. Uneasy truces.
Anyway, I felt like we were behind on the tally board for sure, still. But we had made a valiant effort, and so it was time to drop off Eric and Bri in Mazatlan. They were flying back out.
Sometimes our lives go these separate ways. Collect like the silt in the stream. Feel the current and steam beneath. Break the lines, lose the key. Come back in 3, awaken me. Live yourself reckless and live yourself free.
we basically given up on this swell. We're like, Mazatlan, you know, there's not really good swell. It's a city. It's gonna be a bunch of people. Blah blah blah. And Christian's like, eyes were bugging out. He's like, I was on YouTube last night, and like I found this wave, and it's really nearby, and you can just hop in. I was like, what? So we like woke up, threw our boards in, jumped in the boat.
Collect like the silt in the stream. Feel the current and steam beneath. Break the lies, lose the key. Come back in 3, awaken me. Live yourself reckless and live yourself free. Inhale the pain, we nearly fainted. The water tainted, the pictures faded. Straight by BB's on Grand Traverse Street. In shadows we rest like the geese and those bees. In the skies so please in my bed. Battery acid tears, the conversation from things we fear, things we regret. Wait till the end. London, Milan, Paris, Dakar. Nighttime journey to Senegal. Past the skeletal remains of cars. Don't panic too soon, stay where you are. Give checkpoint soldiers my ballpoint pens. Proceed, no need to grieve.
Holy Narnar. This is not a place for beginners. Woo! Just got worked.
Where you are, give checkpoint soldiers my ballpoint pens. Proceed, no need to grieve. All the things buried deep beneath. What do you know and what do you care? It starts with a shudder and ends with a care. Sometimes you're not sure where to go. They haul out the forest by the truckload. Lay down your laws on dusty homesteads. Compound those time tops of vans. Midst of calamity, do what you can. Most of the strong arm drone. Had a dream, we were on the phone. Sound of B3, leave yourself open. Jump a bridge in one sea. Eat the hasty manna. OPEC stay there, Indiana.
First green coconut harvest for the green coconut rum. Big wave.